I started having sleepovers as a mode of research, kind of performative research, where we do different things together, like plugging up parts and I guess most importantly, like sleep together. I do have this note that I give to people. Is you are invited to sleep with me and my objects in my studio. This is a studio sleepover that functions as a studio visit and a performance research on services and duets. We will lay next to each other and eventually fall asleep together on my twin-size air mattress. You will be provided with the eye mask, earplugs, slippers, shared blanket, wine, melatonin, and morning coffee. We like inflate the bed together, make the bed together, but the whole idea is like trying to use sleep as a production. Some objects from here come directly from the activities that we did during the sleepover. I have like different prosthetic parts in a way, like this one. It's like silicone. This goes on like the back, like here. You can attach it with just silicone glue. So this tube that has my hair on the end of it, it goes in here. So it's like a sculpture that's also a brush and also a tail. Yeah, I do like these little activities that somehow, or sometimes make it into like a bigger part of a sequence, or sometimes not. It's just fun doing them. The whole show was titled Liquid Arrangement, but the installation / performance was called Provider, parentheses, breeding, but like BREED and BREATH. I was thinking about like reproductive technology in a way. I guess like these are more going in that direction. This one is also like part of a sleepover thing that I had. So I have these little nodes. They're kind of like nipples in a way too. I mean, like obviously kind of, but also like a bib kind of. But this goes on like the neck like this. I've had just like a regular studio visit where like I've like tried it on the other person. But also like, you know, you can technically connect up to 10 people. It's kind of more like this clinical study of like how to use the body, or like how the body's being used. And I guess my version is a little bit more hypothetical versions of like how to maintain the body. A lot of the stuff that I do is made digitally actually. So like these, for example, were like, was like 3D modeled. Comes apart very easily like this. So I'm trying to make this fit into a small box, or all of this. I guess like the new, because I'm thinking about like air mattresses and like the portability of like objects and like how you can like arrange it and like just disassemble it. Also, you know, for the sake of making sculptures in New York, it's like, how are you gonna move it? Yeah, think about like containers as a whole too. Like this in itself is like a container that's gonna go into another container, and like the body's a container. I'm trying to make it that like like a sculpture that's like all contained. I feel like interactive art is like hard to control, like how other people feel about something, because you know, if you like, not everyone's gonna have the same experience of like something being on your throat, for example. And I feel like instructional work is like hard to do because very often it needs to be boiled down to like a level that's like easy to understand, you know? So I think that's why I lean more towards like having like an actual performance that's like sequence as a form. Like I don't want it to be like, you know, so like too self-referential, I guess. I feel like that's what happens when it becomes too literal. But there are parts where it comes like from me. This one is my belly button. And then this one is like the inside like this. It's fun when you put something on the stomach or like this area though, because like when you move, it's like, it really, you can feel the stretch of like how much your skin is. So, because you're trying to like keep it on there. I think it definitely is pseudoscience. Yeah, I would describe my work as like pseudoscience, pseudobiology. Because I think I'm trying to, or the way that I work is like kind of more like procedures rather than actual tests that like prove anything, and like the procedures are sort of relying on the fact that like, or I guess not relying on any facts. Like I'm trying to make a scenario and make you feel your body in a different way. You don't need to participate in the performance to see the work, you know? Because I guess right now what I'm making with these are like remnants of a performance, technically, like this belly button, for example, but like, you know, not everyone needs to have their belly button cast to have an idea of what a belly button is, you know? Like, you already have one. And it's just seeing it outside of yourself in this format, I guess. The way I work, I'm like a hoarder. I just have so many things, and sometimes I reuse some objects from like older pieces into like new works. I kind of treat them as like props in a way, in that they can be reused in like a different performance. I guess this one is like a variation of this arrangement. I kind of wanted to, because this is like sequenced, and I can imagine something like an inflatable sculpture that like plugs into this one. I'm thinking about like, you know, nodes again, like something that extends and connects to other things and like kind of returns to itself. But I guess also from these word diagrams that I've been doing, like the ones over there. Formally, I really like these because it starts from one thing and like it keeps branching off, kind of like a tree or of some kind, and then, you know, it connects to something else, and then, you know, if I put a line here, somehow everything's connected. These are for like the show that I had. But yeah, some words from my sketches or some words that I'm like thinking about. Yeah, this is more recent work related. There's also Korean versions of these, and there's like a mixture version of it too, but like, yeah, I guess it's just the nature of like what I share is like with. Well, I am thinking of like ways to incorporate language more into my practice. I guess, for example, the word bubbles. I made this like silicone. Basically, it's like a clear silicone version of that piece. I trace whatever I like from there onto this, and then when I pour silicone over it, you can kind of see it. You know, because when I first came here, I thought, oh my God, it's like 6 months. That's like quite a bit of time. I mean, I think it also like changed a lot, like as I was like living here, like what I was like thinking about doing too. I've had a lot more time to like do research, like in my little cubicle over here. Yeah, because I'm just like, it's just me and my computer. Well, my 2 computers, I guess. But I'm trying to think about how to be more sustainable with my practice too. Like materials and also like myself, you know, how can I be sustainable when I keep making these things? I make sculpture because I like to touch things, like things kind of feel more real when I know that it's there. And I think also being an artist makes me, or allows me to be something that I'm not, or dream of something that I can't be in a way, while at the same time fulfilling myself.